Big tech leaders, including Mark Zuckerberg, were on Capitol Hill last week, Sean, to defend their platform's censorship of conservatives. But check out this headline over the weekend. This is incredible. New Jersey Women for Trump group with 29,000 members was removed from Facebook just days before the election. That happened this weekend. President Trump criticized the move, but then followed up with this tweet. Being restored immediately at Facebook stated that they made an enforcement error. Thank you. But as you may recall, we have heard this error excuse before. That's why Sean's laughing. So why does it keep happening? Let's ask our company, Women for Trump co-chair Madison Jessiato and chairman for the Congress of Racial Equality and member of Project 21, Niger Ennis. Welcome.
Good to be with you.
All right, Madison, I want to start with you. I mean, this is crazy, actually. The whole group just gets swiped, 29,000 members from Facebook. Do you buy that this was just a simple mistake?
Well, it's not a simple mistake because time and time again, we see them claim that they're making mistakes or that it was an error. But of course, these errors happen repeatedly and they only go in one direction against conservatives. And we're seeing it on Facebook. We're seeing it on Twitter. It's been happening for the better part of 5 years now. And it's super discouraging to continue to see this happen with really little to no accountability. And so I think more people need to speak up and more people need to put the pressure on these big tech companies because what they're doing is wrong. And it is, interfering with elections because these people have very large groups, very large followings. They're trying to spread real information, which the mainstream media is not doing. And when they keep getting shut down, it's very difficult to do that.
Niger, Chelsea Handler was on Jimmy Kimmel. She talked about 50 Cent's endorsement and support for President Trump. I want to play you what she had to say.
From being 50 Cent to 20 Cent. And I had to remind him that he was a black person, so he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook. So I haven't heard back from him yet, but I am willing to, seal the deal in more ways than one if he changes his mind.
Niger, do you think it's helpful that Chelsea Handler reminds people like 50 Cent and obviously yourself that you're a black man and that you can't vote for Trump? Is that helpful?
I think that's about as helpful as Joe Biden saying that I'm not black if I don't vote for him. I mean, there's an arrogance among the intelligentsia, the Hollywood elite crowd, mostly liberal, that believes that if you have a black skin because of the pigmentation in your and the melanin in your system, that somehow that ordains how you should think and how you should vote. It is a high.
Well, hold on, hey Niger, I just want to make sure you understand something before you get too far out on a limb here, because Maxine Waters also weighed in on this, and she says, just to be clear, she's never going to forgive black men who vote for Trump. So I want you to know that before you come too far on the limb here. Sean, you're never going to be forgiven by Maxine Waters, Niger.
I don't know if I can continue with the broadcast. I'm so afraid of Mad Maxine Waters. Give me a break. Here's a woman who has done nothing but peddle racism in her district for damn near 30 years. She's done nothing to deliver for her people. And just like all these other big city politicians, all they have to sell is racism and, making a person a non-person because they happen to have a different point of view.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing here as well, you have Chelsea Handler, a white woman, telling a black man that you have to vote based off the color of your skin. I mean, where are we in the world? This is really sad. Madison, I want to get your take on this. Bernie Sanders out meeting with the squad recently. Take a listen.
Our first task, we got to defeat the worst president in the modern history of this country. And number two, we organize our people to make sure that Biden becomes the most progressive president since FDR.
Wow. There you have it. I think every day we're seeing a little bit more things, the onion peeled back to see what a Biden presidency would actually look like here. And, a lot of people are pushing for Bernie Sanders to be a part of the cabinet. What do you make of this, Madison? Did we lose you? I think we might have frozen. All right, well, Niger,
I'm in here.
Yeah.
Lindsay, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, please, jump in.
That last screenshot was the Joe Biden cabinet. either the de facto cabinet or the kitchen cabinet. The degree of pressure that the so-called progressive wing, I call it the communist Maduro wing of the Democrat Party, will have on this president is extraordinary, starting with his vice president, who actually had a more liberal voting record than Comrade Bernie Sanders.
Well, Niger, here's the funny thing. Kamala Harris has gotten in on the action, too. Let me play you what she has to say about equality versus equity.
So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests, oh, everyone should get the same amount. The problem with that, not everybody's starting out from the same place. So if we're all getting the same amount, but you started out back there and I started out over here, we could get the same amount, but you're still going to be that far back behind me. It's about giving people the resources and the support they need so that everyone can be on equal footing and then compete on equal footing. Equitable treatment means we all end up at the same place.
Hey, I'm sorry. I know, Madison, we got you back, so I want to make sure I work you into this. Madison, I assume you saw that whole thing. That this is not what the Founding Fathers ever promised Americans. We were talked about how we would be treated equally, not that we get an equal place where we'd end up.
Right, and this is not why many people came across the, country, came from other countries, came across the Atlantic Ocean to live the American dream. This is not the American dream that my family came for or that many other families came for. We came here to work hard and to, be what we wanted to be. We don't all want to be the same. We don't expect to end up in the same place. We want opportunity, but, my dad didn't start with much of anything. He worked very, very hard to get to where he is, and that is the American dream, and that is what's so great about our country. And so to see Kamala Harris putting out this video implying that we all need to end up in the same place is pretty scary, and it's what we're seeing right now across the Democratic Party when it comes to their push for socialism and very expensive, unaffordable policies that would put us all in the same place, which would be a very bad place, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You can't argue that you're not for socialism with a video like that. That is socialism without saying the word. There's no question about it. That's antithetical to what America's supposed to be about. Work hard, but you're not guaranteed an equal outcome.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Niger, Madison, we're out of time. I'd love to keep talking to you about this because it's crazy how much this stuff keeps coming out. To Sean's point, this Marxist video, but thanks for your insight on all this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.